So on pole position is Cameron Beaubier next to Bobby Fong and Sean Dillon Kelly.
Then you're going to have fast guy this morning, Jake Gagne, there starting from row 2, Escalante and Herron next to him. Herron was P3 this morning. He might have found something good in the wet as well. Gillum, Benjamin Smith, and Ashton Yates, who tipped over this morning. Bryce Kornbaugh, Jason Waters, JD Beach, who was fast on that stock 1000 bike. Danilo Lewis, Flinders, Campbell, Giannato Ruling, and De Silva will round out our rows here, Greg. 6 rows getting ready to roll here. 15 laps.
15 laps, race number 2 in Superbike. Here we go. We're away racing, and it looks like a good launch from the front row. And it's going to be Cameron Beaubier leads us into turn number 1, and right behind him is Gagne, who gets a little sideways trying to find some traction. And there is Josh Herron, the number 1.
Yep, Bobby Fong got passed by his teammate and Herron through turn 1. Bobby was really good this morning in the rain also. We heard his last comment yesterday, Greg, that Richard Stamboli told him he's got the best bike he can have in the rain as Herron now looks down the inside of Gagne. He's going to make that pass. Fong tried to make that pass on SDK, who's moved himself up into 4th. So SDK with a much better launch than yesterday. Beaubier clear sailing in the front.
So looking for traction. Hannah mentioned the straightaways and how riders are looking for the grip, and you can see these motorcycles that are equipped with the most sophisticated traction control we have in MotoAmerica. Still looking for it.
What a pass by Gagne. Gagne held it tight through the museum corner, and he was able to get by, and he's all over the back of Beaubier now, taking the long route down the outside. Here will be a harder shot, but he makes that pass stick. Herron, to me, I think wanted to get by Gagne early to try to stop some of the speed that Gagne has. You can see how confident the 32 is. He's able to not only close that gap on Beaubier and pass Herron. He goes by Beaubier, and now Herron looks down the inside of Cam Beaubier as they go into this last sector of turns. Herron jumps himself into 2nd.
Jake Gagne, the Californian, now in Durango, Colorado, the Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha Racing R1. What a jackrabbit of a first lap for him, and already a 1-second gap over the number 1 of Josh Herron.
This could be a good points haul for Josh Herron today if he can somehow figure out a way to keep the bike in that 2nd spot or go after Gagne and get more.
Oh, Herron, a little there. Sideways on the straightaway on the Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati.
Bobby had a lot of corner and roll speed. Let's see if he turns this into a pass down the inside of this next left-hand corner. He set that up a long way back to the 50. Carried a lot of speed where he needed to carry it. If he can get down this front straightaway ahead of the Suzuki now as they break for turn 1, it's a good spot for Bobby Fong as he cruises across, goes 42.3. By the way, let's not sleep on the guy back in 5th place. 42.1 for Benjamin Smith. You can see him just off in the back as somebody, that looks like Hayden Gillum.
Hayden Gillum.
I think Hayden Gillum just crashed out there on the exit of turn 1. So Gillum had come across the line behind Benjamin Smith, who has gone 42.1. Put that in perspective, Bobby Fong also at 42.1 as Hayden struggles to get that bike up out of the gravel.
Trying to put down as much power as they can.
Pretty consistent there on the Ducati for Herron. He's hit that same spot as you see Gillum on the left side of our screen.
Benjamin Smith off of a great run that he was having.
Last corner, Benjamin Smith tips off, and he was really doing some good lap times up until that point.
So this team, look at the right-hand part of your screen and on the back.
I almost guarantee you what that is. It's going to kind of one of those high sides off the inside, Greg.
And feel on both the gas and the brakes. The chassis is really important, but addressing the electronics, as you mentioned earlier, they have so many electronic aids. It really helps refine things for them. They can manage how much slip they allow and how much power that they give the bike. But Richard said he doesn't go into too many details with the riders about what specific changes that he makes to the bikes because it can confuse them sometime. And he actually also said, reminiscent of when Pridmore rode for him, he just put his faith in the team for them to engineer the bike and focus on just riding what was underneath him. JP, does that sound about right?
It does, and I was very lucky when I rode for Richard. I had some great people under the, oh man, Ashton Yates. That's going to be a big one coming up over the top of the hill. Ashton's frustrated as I know he tipped off, I think this morning as well, Greg. In our warm-up, he was doing great. He was currently 6th spot away. Yeah, that happened. You come up over the top of that hill, you touch that curbing or whatever, and the bike gets out from underneath you. So Shame for Ashton, but he's still followed. But when they come out of this, Herron's really good through the last sector, and that's going to be the saving grace for him against Bobby, because watch how much Bobby pulls through, out through this left and into this next right. He just lets this thing roll. Look at this. Look how much he just closes up onto the back of Herron down through there.
8 is his fastest lap of the race so far, a 140 last time by. Expect that to be a little bit better as Beaubier continues to feel out these conditions.
See the ramp up here? This is what he's trying to do. He wants to hold that speed and try to do something with Josh here. So he's done it again. He's tried to get down the inside, but Herron's just too good. And Cam Beaubier has just been back there studying.
He is the number 50 on that Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha. It's
got a
just
run
something
on
to
him
do
here.
with his transponder. Your eyes do not deceive you, as Fong had a good run. Around the 17 Bryce Cornbow they go. But Jay, in the last section, what's impressive to me, the last part of this racetrack, is Herron through the standing water. The bike looks so much more stable. I don't know, that's probably just line choice for Herron, as it took him a few laps to figure out where he can stop having his Ducati go sideways. Battle for third between Fong, the number 50, and Cameron Beaubier, number 6, and Sean Dillon Kelly on the 40.
Expect that number 40 to go right on through there. We've seen Beaubier in years past make that pass, as he's going to go past Bobby Fong on the front straightaway. He goes right by. So Bobby Fong, I'm not sure if there's a problem, maybe a visor problem or something like we can see, Greg, with some other riders today. But he could be having something going on there.
Yeah, he had his left hand off the bar on the front straightaway, looking over at the team.
Okay. Oh yeah. And STK goes
through
visor.
It's visor.
You can see him trying to open up the visor and clear his vision. So STK now finds himself in third. Beaubier in second. I believe this Giannato and Dion Campbell it is. So Herron actually had a pretty good gap. What's Beaubier going to do here? Is he going to try to go down the inside of everybody?
He does. So Herron took the long way around, Beaubier the shorter route, and just like that, with some lap traffic, Cameron Beaubier is able to take over second spot.
Number 1 is not going to give up, and you can see he just rolled down the inside of everybody. And I said the lap prior that we'd seen Beaubier do that in years past, going down the inside for race leads. We got here. Is that Danilo Lewis? Danilo crashed on the Scheibe BMW. Let's see.
He was
trying to think where that was. He was doing so well.
Lewis.
He goes up over that curb, and he loses it on top of the curbing.
That's wild.
So yeah, that's just had a lot of. The thing is, Greg, is you get your confidence going in these conditions. White flag waves for Jake Gagne, and we'll look and see exactly what his lead is as Escalante finds a way through on JD Beach, down that short chute, down in towards Museum Corner.
So Escalante works his way up to 6th place. Gagne 11.7 seconds as Beaubier continues to push hard. And really, it's not about Beaubier trying to chase down this rider, the number 32, as much as it is to make sure that he's got a comfortable gap over Herron, because if Herron was close enough to fight on the last lap, guarantee you Herron would take a shot. What a performance from Jake Gagne.
I was just going to say, everything this guy's been through the last few years, actually last couple years. I mean, we were so used to seeing him be so dominant and such a mainstay with this team. And last year, Greg, he had to duck out early because he was just having so many problems with his arm. And he had a great offseason. That thing I love about Jake is he's just quiet, and he goes amongst his business and just does his thing. And right now, he's got a good season of testing done with Attack. They were testing an awful lot too, Greg, was this Yamaha team. And this is going to be a big weight off of Gagne's shoulders today. He was fast and warm up this morning in these conditions. Now he's just got to bring it home another 3 or 4 turns.
This rider, he has the all-time record for wins in a season, 17. He did that in 2021. He's got 42 to his credit and a couple more corners to go. And Jake Gagne on this Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha with a little bit of goon riding out of Gagne.
Goon riding to a win. That's not a bad way to go.
Not a bad way to go. Jake Gagne onto the straightaway, waves to his fans and his team, and notches his 42nd win in Superbike. And here comes Cameron Beaubier will come across the line in second. Josh Herron in third. Did he just do the fastest lap of the race?
Yes, he did just do the fastest lap of the race.
Herron is too much. And here comes Real Steel Honda's JD Beach. He'll get himself a nice top 10 finish in 7th place. Than that. So it's going to be Gagne, Beaubier, and Herron. A 138.065 on the last lap for the number 1.
But that was an absolute masterclass by Jake Gagne, wasn't it? Absolutely from the lights out to the flag, he didn't put a wheel wrong, did he? Absolutely superb. Impressive stuff as well.
To get this win here at the beginning of 2025 is awesome. Cameron Beaubier also with a good chunk of points, 20, and Josh Herron with 16 amazing points for him.